Hello and welcome to this week's Midweek Connection. My name is Todd Jordan. I serve as senior pastor here at Strawbridge United Methodist Church, and I'm delighted that you've joined us. I want to read to you from the Gospel of Luke, the very end of chapter 20 and the very beginning of chapter 21. And it's too bad that they're divided by chapters because it's actually a continuing encounter with Jesus that we have. So let me just read beginning in verse 46 and continuing to the first part of chapter 21. I'm in the Gospel of Luke. Jesus said, "Beware of the scribes who like to walk around in long robes and love to be greeted with respect in the marketplaces. They have the best seats in the synagogues and places of honor at banquets. They devour widows' houses, and for the sake of appearance say long prayers. They will receive the greater condemnation." He looked up and saw rich people putting their gifts into the treasury. He also saw a poor widow put two small copper coins. He said, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put in more than all of them, for all of them have contributed out of their abundance, but she out of her poverty has put in all she had to live on." So Jesus is contrasting here wealthy people who had a lot to give, but really saw it as their place to use their power to exploit others. And then we have someone who is very poor, who has not, hardly anything to give at all, doing what she can to support the church, which, by the way, the temple, which, by the way, at the time was there to help out people like her. The widow, the orphans, the poor, the needy in the community, to make sure that they had a way to live. So it's an interesting contrast between those who have and those who have not. Um, Exploitation of the poor and generosity. And I invite you to take a look at that passage on your own and pull from it your own insights and what God may be speaking to you through that. But I do this to lift up that today in the church, we still see our part of our responsibility is to help the poor. And as such, we do have missions as part of our budget. When we give, we make sure that part of what you give to the church goes out to people in the community and in our world. Well, we are doing our best in church today to make sure that we are staying true to our budget. We have made cuts, as some of you are aware, in terms of staffing and in terms of programming. One of the things we've needed to do was to ask special giving from you all to help support missions. And I sent a letter out to our active membership, inviting you to give as part of your Lenten journey to missions. And that letter went out a few weeks ago, still receiving gifts for that. Just wanted to put it back on your radar screen that for those of you who are in a place to give second mile giving, to respond to that Lenten letter. Missions goes to support our partnerships with HAM and Mission Northeast, as well as Mission Milby, Rise Against Hunger, Bordersville, an orphanage in Angola, Family Promise, Quilters, Feed My Lambs, Elm Grove, and Handbags of Hope, and others. So financially, we're doing well so far this year, but we are counting on extra gifts to reach out to our mission ministries. Also, we're gearing up with our uh, three chord giving, and that goes to support summer missions and activities and camps for children, for students, and for adults that are volunteering in those programs. So I just want to invite you to pray about how you're supporting the church. And if all you can do is your regular gift and tithe, God bless you. Thank you for your gift. And if you can do a little bit more to support missions or to support Three Chord, we thank you for that. Please rest assured that whatever you give, we are doing our best to be good stewards and making sure that we are giving glory to God as we help our neighbor and one another in ministry. Thank you for your generosity. May God bless you richly this week.